What's up everyone, Red here. Today we're going to be talking about the battle system that I intend, or at least want to implement in Paper Red and the Spirits Inc. for the Unreal Engine. Now, chances are, if you've ever played an RPG before, you already know that the battle system is one of the most important game. It's what you do in between the story, it's how you grind new weapons, levels, everything. So I think we can all agree it's pretty important. So for Paper Red, we want to make sure that the combat is like the perfect level of easy to pick up or to master. Now obviously we'll be going for the turn-based QTE style that's known in things like Paper Mario, Bug Fables, Sea of Stars, and in case you don't know what QTE stands for, that's Quick Time Event. And just in case you're unfamiliar with that style of combat, it's basically where, well, it's playing behind me, although I think my face is covering most of it. It's basically where you choose to do your attack and a button prompt will appear and it'll allow you to either hit perfectly, hit weakly, or miss altogether. Now this can range from items, special attacks, basic attacks, you name it. Actually, it can also range from defensive capabilities, as in most games you can block if you hit X at the right time. You'll either negate full damage or evade. So that's the gist of the style. Now of course, I don't want to just copy it. That's boring, it's unimaginative, and it's just not really what I want to set out to do. I want to take the parts of that fighting style that I love and then fix parts that I'm not so interested in. Outside of RPG combat, my favourite fighting games or fighting style in games are things like Kingdom Hearts. I love the fluidity and ability to just maneuver about the place. It tends to open up wide areas. Now obviously we can't implement that into a turn-based RPG because it wouldn't really work. Another game that I really love the combat in, even though it's quite simple, is Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. I love the fact that you've got all these different gadgets so you can take enemies head on differently depending on how you have a preferred playstyle. You can take them on at distance with your bow and arrow or boomerang, up close with your sword or your big hammer, that sort of thing. Another game that's really heavily inspired what I'm about to discuss is White Knight Chronicles. If you don't know what White Knight Chronicles was, that was an RPG that came out back in the PS3. One of the best RPGs in my opinion, I loved it. But one of the features that I think is probably one of the most unique things about it is the fact you were able to build up this combo and then unleash it on the enemy, and you could do it from a bunch of different attacks. So you say you had just a list of different attacks, then pick out your favourite ones, and then they would do that combo, like physically would do the full combo. So slash to uppercut to downwards hit to jump back to stab sort of thing. And that, I think, in essence, is where I want to build Paper Red's combat. I want to have a very unique and fun combo system. Sorry, my combo system. Oh, I'll just keep going. I've derailed my train of thought. So let's talk about my actual plans to add in a QTE combo system to my game. So the game has a sort of card collecting element to it, in the sense where Red is a very young knight, so his attacking capabilities aren't perfect. He is a young child learning attacks. So I thought it would be a cool idea if these cards that he finds is almost written down by old masters. So whenever he finds a card that has a type of name or a type of attack, it'll teach him essentially how to do that attack, and that kind of becomes his repertoire on how to build. Now, how the combo system would work would essentially be you would take, say, 3 of these cards and say it was a slash, stab, and then a parry. That would be your combo. Now, your slash and your stab are just your 2 basic attacks, but your combo would work, your parry would work with, your parry doesn't actually do anything in your combo. Your parry is only activated if the enemy immediately attacks you right after you've done your combo. this would then parry him and hit him back. Now, the reason why the parry would be such a good system is because essentially if they did a big attack that would otherwise decimate you, you would parry it, hit him back, that sort of thing. However, if he then attacked your teammate instead of attacking you, that parry would essentially be lost and your combo would end. I'm still trying to figure out how to actually perfect the combo system, but it's something that I wanted to talk about because I think with the development of this game, because it's going to be quite such a long time, I wanted to kind of not only kind of document my ideas, but also be able to share and get feedback in such an early development of the phase. Now, of course, going back to the card system, I'm thinking about something sort of like each card has its own type, like a speed type, a passive type, strength type, and you can match up what attack combos you kind of want to do, and depending on how it either starts or ends, have different will trigger different things. So obviously maybe if you end on a strength card, it might have a chance of making an enemy dizzy, or if you end maybe on a speed card, it might go back to your turn quicker, that sort of thing. Again, playing about with the ideas. Now, as stated previously, I'm a really big fan of the turn-based QTE style of combat, and one thing that I also really want to take into consideration isn't just attacking, but defending and evading or parrying being its own mechanic as well. So in most games, if you press X just before you're attacked, you will negate some of the damage. I think it would be cool if you could switch between choices where you could either choose to defend, which would either negate most of the damage, if not all, or parry, which would give you a wee bit of damage taken, but then you would be able to quickly dose a bit of damage out. So for the players who like to go for maybe like a strength or speed build, this would be something for them, but for maybe a player that's maybe not so good at quick timing, defense build might be probably better for them, that sort of thing. I just want to give the players the most choice to kind of have their own playstyle in front of them. There's nothing worse when you put hundreds and hundreds of hours into a game and you realise that, or you want to put hundreds of hours into the game, but you have to play like everyone else. That bores me. That's something that I dislike about kind of MMOs nowadays, where it's kind of like everyone has to play the exact same. Hate that. So while we're talking about kind of concepts and stuff like that, I would also like to point out that the cards that you pick up aren't always just going to be attack cards. I would like to do things like passive cards. Now, when I say cards, just to put it in simpler terms for people that have played this style of RPG before, you've played Paper Mario, it's essentially the badge system, but we're doing cards, that sort of thing. So obviously we'll have passive abilities like HP up, defense up, natural attack up, that sort of thing. And then of course overworld abilities that allow you to change up how you are in the overworld. Although overworld is a completely different video, so we'll come back to that. In essence though, I definitely like the idea of even being able to give certain enemies a combo system. I'm trying to figure out how to properly make it work, whether it becomes like a meter that you have to build up by taking damage, or things like giving damage, that sort of thing, or if it's just something that you're able to do right out the gate. It seems a bit OP if you're able to just do it, because it's like, oh, a combo here, there and everywhere sort of thing. But I definitely like the idea that you change it up or achieve it in some sort of way, almost like it is your special attack, but I kind of want the combos to be integrated in your routine, you know, and your battle tactics, rather than just be that big attack you do at the end. I like special attacks, don't get me wrong, but it would be cool if you'd like have it throughout the battle and not just the big attack that you do at the end sort of thing. But yeah, I really just did want to chat and ramble kind of about the thought process behind all that. I'm very excited about doing all this. I've been learning Unreal, been checking out PaperZD, the plugin and stuff like that, and I'm kind of reaching out to other paper game devs to maybe get answers and stuff like that for a wee bit of advice. If you are or know any game developers who specialise in this kind of style, please let me know. I really am taking all the advice. I want to make this a truly memorable game, and I'm willing to learn and get down. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, if you've watched all the way through, consider subbing. It really does help, and we just put out Village U, so any views and subs from this video go straight to helping Village U grow. If you don't know what Village U is, check it out my channel. I guarantee you're going to like it, especially if you're a fan of paper aesthetic. Anyway, that's all from me. Catch you in the next.